Hello, this is Greg Berzinsky for Beardbrand. Today I want to talk to you about 2 ways that you can grow out your hair. You may have noticed that I have not been to the barber shop since we recorded this clip with Jake the Barber at Men's Club Barber Shop earlier in the summertime. I have not gone back, and I'm sure Jake, single tear runs down his cheek. It's something that is sad for me also. I love going to the barber shop, but I won't be doing that as I'm growing my hair out this time. It seems like everyone at Beardbrand is jumping on the growing your hair out. We have Eric with his mullet. We have Josh with the long do. Even since that Jack is growing his out a little bit. It seems like hair is getting a little fuller. That's something typically that I do anyhow. Every winter I will grow my hair out. To some extent, whether I'm just trying to get it longer, or I just think it kind of makes sense in the winter time when the weather and the temperature gets colder, as it does in the East Coast of the United States. Having fuller hair gives you a sense of warmth maybe. So also a lot of guys will grow a winter beard or let their beards grow thicker in the wintertime. And that's typically what I'm doing. So I'm not jumping on that Beardbrand growing your hair out train. It's something that I would have been doing anyhow. So back to 2 ways that you can grow your hair out. One, as I said before, is continuing to go to the barbershop, cutting the sides and the back, letting the top catch up, and then letting it grow a little longer around the bottom. I'm taking a different approach this time. As I said, I haven't been to the barber in a few months now. And so my hair is, considerably long. If you think back earlier in the spring, this was 0, and now is a couple of inches long. It's grown about in 4 months to a couple of inches, clearly covering the tops of my ears. And so I'm just letting it go. I have never done this method before. You're probably thinking, just let your hair grow. And like I said before, typically I have not done that. I've gone to the barber shop. I've continued to keep my hair trim and neat along my collar, along my ears. And this is a different approach for me. So I don't know where it's going to end up. It's probably going to look pretty shaggy along the way. And you might see me back at the barber shop before too long. But fingers crossed, I make it through what's probably going to be a pretty awkward stage. But even with this method, there's 2 areas that you want to continue to look at with your hair. If you're choosing not to go to the barber shop at all, you want to keep an eye on the transition between your beard and your hair. And also the second area would be the back of your neck. Let me talk about the first one. People have been asking me about that transition. Where does your beard stop and where does your hair start? And if you think about a child, if you think about a boy who has no sideburns, the hairline is pretty much like a girl, stops pretty much at a diagonal at the top of the ear. And so something that you can think about is if you gather your hair as if you're going to pull it in a ponytail, what goes past your ear and doesn't cover your ear? That is head hair, and the rest is beard hair. So I'm just going to show you how I separate the hair on my head from the hair on my beard by doing 2 mirrors here. I'm going to just pull my hair, and this is the stuff that would fit back into a ponytail. That's definitively my hair, separated from that which is my beard. So I'm actually just going to wet that to hold it out of the way. That diagonal line on the top of my ear. And then I'm going to let all that hair grow. And just trim this. So pretty simple. You just section off the hair. So as that grows down, then the beard hair will always be underneath, forming the sideburn. So this holds true if you just have sideburns, or you have mutton chops, or you have a whaler, and you need to trim the side of your ears, and you're growing your hair longer. And even if you're not growing your hair super long, you're just growing a little longer, you still want to section out the regular hair and separate it from the beard. Hope that helps. So if if you're cutting your beard at home, you can pull that hair up, kind of hold it out of the way, and continue to trim your beard as you normally would. And if you're going to go to the barber shop, which a lot of guys will continue to do, even if they're not getting their hair cut every 2, 3, 4 weeks, they might be waiting every 3 or 4 months to get their hair cut, but they might go to the barber shop to get their beards trimmed. So explain to your barber and have him look at the transition between where your head hair is and where your beard starts, and have a conversation with him. You know, we've talked before about a lot of guys will go and get a haircut that they didn't want, or beard trim that they didn't want, as Jack had talked about recently. So have a conversation. Tell your barber that you are growing your hair out. You want to have your beard trimmed, but you don't necessarily want to touch your head hair, and have that conversation up front with them. That's the first area. Keep an eye on the transition between your head hair and your beard hair. And then the second area is the back of your neck. So the back of my neck, basically a lot of guys have hair that grows down their neck. Some connect to back hair, but a lot of guys have hair at the base of their neck. So one thing I want to do for my presentation is, even if my hair is going to get a little thicker and seemingly unruly, I want to make sure that there's a neatness around my sideburns here and a neatness on the back of my neck. So let me show you the back of my hair. Of course, as I said before, this is something you can do in conjunction with a visit to your barber, especially if, even though you're growing your hair out, as I said, you might be having a beard trim required during that time period, and that's something your barber can do once you explain that you're growing out your hair and you don't want them to touch it, but you need them to clean up the back of your neck and also your sideburn. I'm not going to spend the time to do that right now. I'm not planning a beard trim in the next couple of weeks, although that's coming. And so I'm not going to spend the time to make the appointment, do the travel, sit in the chair, even though I like to do that, just to have literally a couple of minute touch-up done to the back of my neck and my ear. So plan that accordingly. Plan it with a beard trim, even while you're growing out your hair, and have him or her touch those areas. So let me show you the back of my hair here. So you can see what was a taper, where they had the clippers going from 0, riding on up, blending into the top of my hair, has grown out, and so my neck hair is quite long here. So what I'm going to do is just, with the aid of a clipper and the scissor, is just whack those pieces of hair off. I'm not too concerned that they be perfect, because I've been walking around for a few weeks with this mess on the back of my neck, and so even a rudimentary trim that doesn't look perfect is going to look better than this. So it'll just freshen up the look. So I'm going to use a clipper and my scissors, and just take a few cuts off of that. You can also have someone in your life who you're close to, who you live with, actually touch that area. Clip off that area for you, might be easier. But some of you, live alone, and this is something you might want to try with the aid of a mirror, 2 mirrors. So there you go, some rudimentary trimming on the back of my neck, and I think you would agree that this side looks much better than this side, and really didn't require me making a trip to the barber. So there you go, guys. 2 ways to grow out your hair, just in review. Continue to go to the barber shop, have the sides and the back cut while the top grows down, or literally just let it go. But make sure that you keep an eye on the transition between your beard and your hair, and keeping your neck clean in that transition phase as you grow out your hair. So good luck to you guys. Comment below and tell us if you're growing your hair out and which method that you would prefer. And let me know if you think that I should be doing this. I'm sure my barber doesn't think I should be doing this, but I'm curious to think what you think about me with longer hair. So until we meet again, beard on.
Thanks for watching this video. Beardbrand has launched a private community called The Alliance. It's for men who are looking to invest in themselves and who are looking to keep on growing. Click the link over there and come join us, or Stick around and watch some more awesome videos.